Alright, let's talk about The Golden Key. This is a 1939 Russian film, and it is created by Aleksandr Ptushko, who you might remember is the artist behind The New Gulliver. And, yeah, this one is part live action, part animated. I was kind of questioning whether or not it should really count as an animated film, but I figured there was enough animation in it to count. I mean, a good chunk of it is, you know, it's kind of mixed between like stop motion, or occasionally the characters would be like in costumes, people in costumes, and obviously there were several live actors, but yeah, even the live actors were pretty cartoonish. So yeah, and I guess I remember saying something kind of similar about New Gulliver, where even the live action stuff was cartoony. Yeah. So, obviously, this is not the first movie based on this Golden Key story I've reviewed. Because I did remember The Adventures of Buratino, another adaptation of the same book that came out 20 years after this one. Yeah, and I rewatched that review just to see how many similarities the movie had with or rewatch, yeah, that review just to see how many things were similar to this story. So yeah, as I said in that video, the Golden Key is essentially a Russian take on Pinocchio. So yeah, and this, yeah, here the Pinocchio character is named Buratino, and the Geppetto character is named Papa Carlo. The puppet master character who obviously inspired the character of Stromboli is named Carabas Barabas. And there's various other things, just like the Buratino movie I've reviewed before. It has, a female puppet who has an obsession with hand washing, and, a puppet based on the character Pierrot from, some old opera. Still don't know a whole lot about it, but, yeah. Um, um, and yeah, there's a fox and cat in this one too, and I guess unlike Buratino, it is mostly just, or yeah, in terms of villains, it's mostly Carabas Barabas and his assistant. I believe his name is Sandro, and then the fox and the cat are basically the secondary villains. And like the original story, they do pretend that they're, one is blind and the other can't walk. I guess the only unfortunate thing is that they don't show him at the end of the movie, actually blind and lame like they were pretending to be. Because that's poetic. But let's see. Yeah, the story is essentially the same as The Adventures of Buratino, so if you want a better idea of what goes on, feel free to watch that video. But yeah, otherwise it's basically just the story of Pinocchio with, a little bit of treasure hunting involved. They use this golden key to unlock this door that's behind this tapestry that's in Papa Carlo's shop. And yeah, obviously the key becomes like this MacGuffin throughout the movie. And yeah, like in Buratino, Pinocchio isn't, Buratino, he's not really like this horrible brat who like murders a cricket. Actually, there's no cricket in this version, but yeah, he's like mostly this innocent kid who just kind of gets into trouble, but he clearly has like good intentions throughout. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, the animation is like a cross between live action and stop motion. And, when the puppets aren't being animated, the puppet characters, they're clearly people in costumes. But yeah, when it's animated, I think it looks really good. Yeah, I did say I was talking in my New Gulliver review how, I found the animation to be very impressive, but kind of creepy looking. This one, I mean, there might have been some elements of creepiness, but not nearly as bad as New Gulliver in that department, and and thankfully there weren't like high-pitched voices all over the place like in that one. I mean, yeah, the Buratino is has a squeaky voice, but that's about it, and you can tolerate one character that sounds like that. So yeah, it was well animated. It was overall well presented. I guess unlike most of the other Russian films, there wasn't like any major like communist undertones or anything. Although I guess the movie ends with them like hold on. Well, it does say in the plot. Let's see. Buratino and his friends opened the cherished door with the golden key, reached the magic book, and on the airship descended from its pages, joined Soviet polar explorers in a journey to the country where all children study in schools and old people live gloriously. Okay, I guess I stand corrected there. I mean, I could tell from the suits that of the guy that came off the ship that he must be a Russian, because, obviously the movie is set in Italy, even though everyone's speaking Russian, and, the signs are all in Russian and stuff, but yeah. Obviously it ends with them leaving for the magic land of Soviet Russia, where, all children study in schools and old people live gloriously. Yep. Definitely. Yeah. Okay, so the ending's very, very communist. But aside from that, I think the story was well told. It was easier to follow than Buratino was, or at least going off of my initial review of that movie. When I say Buratino, obviously I mean The Adventures of Buratino from '59. I did really like the animation, and yeah. So yeah, overall I'd say this was a fair bit superior to New Gulliver. New Gulliver, I gave like a 7, even acknowledging the imperfections, but yeah, I think this one kind of addressed, or not addressed, just, kind of improved on the stuff that I didn't like in New Gulliver. But yeah, I'd say overall it was an improvement, and I guess in the end I would give this movie an 8 out of 10. And yes, I would recommend it. The only thing is, there's one version on YouTube that you can watch with English subtitles. The only thing is, right now, as I'm recording this, so the one video that has English subtitles, the subtitles, they start off fine, but then they like start lagging behind, and soon they're like behind by a whole minute or so. So you just gotta kind of keep up with what everyone's saying, what's going on, and just kind of figure out. So yeah, it's kind of difficult to watch in that regard, but yeah. Hopefully they'll improve that at some point, but other than that, the movie itself was pretty solid, I think. So yeah, again, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. And yeah, as usual, if there's anything I need to add, I will put it in the comments. And that is all for now. Mash it and smash it, signing off.